Yeah. Hello, I'm Jim Bodine. We have this crusher which is excess to our needs. We have it for sale. This is the motor control unit. The push button unit is up on the top. It's all trailer mounted. We ran it with a generator, so we plugged the generator into this unit, controlled it from up on the top. We have a hopper up on the top. There's a plate feeder at the bottom of the hopper which moves back and forth and moves the material onto the Cedar Rapids scalping screen. The oversize goes into the crusher driven by this 50 horsepower motor, and the undersize falls down on the feed through the crusher falls down on this conveyor, comes out and is stacked on this end.
So this takes a three-phase generator, Jim?
Yes, it does. We ran it with with a 125.
125 three-phase?
Three-phase.
Yep. Okay. So you build a ramp, go up, drop your large material into that hopper and into the jaw crusher. Right. So if you want to make smaller material, you run it through once and then set the jaws again and run it through a second time? Or?
That might be a possibility. We just set it to make a 2.5.
So your goal was this is some of your product here, a 2.5 minus.
Yep.
So let me show
it was a rough base rock.
So let me just kind of show. So this is really good for going from a large rock. Show us the size rock you can run through it.
The jaw is a 12 by 36.
Okay.
It's a Grundler, Gruendler.
Okay.
This is basically about the sizes that we ran through it.
So walk over and put your foot on that rock so we can.
There's quartz rock. Here's a piece of shale right here.
Okay.
It'll just crunch those up.
Just nice, and it takes them down to about this size. Yes. So if someone was making base rock, this is a great machine for that.
Yeah. And we found that it was a really good product, because if we sold pit run, you can't dump these big rocks out of a truck and spread it. You just dump it in a pile, then you have to have a cat to put it in. But if you crush it to a 2.5 inch minus, you can actually spread it out of a truck. The rocks don't clog in the truck bed and in the dumping process, and you can spread it out.
So let me ask, if you had a pit with some pretty good sized rock, you can crush it and then sell this to build roads and foundations and things like that?
Yes, or you could, if you got a bunch of old concrete or asphalt or something like that, and you want to bust up.
Okay. So for gold mining purposes, if they wanted to crush up some pretty good size ore and get it down smaller and then run that through a smaller crusher, this would be a good way to do volume possibly. Yeah?
This is your first step.
First step.
To break it up. And then if you want to liberate, if you have small particles and you need to liberate it, you need to go through another step.
So about, I'm sure people, if they were purchasing this, they'd be roughly interested in, what are you asking for this?
$19,500.
$19,500. And how much good use do you think it has? I mean, you've used it, works pretty good.
No, it worked fine when we shut it off. It's obviously it's a shop fabricated unit.
Yeah.
There's two truck axles here on the bottom, which are buried right now because you want to bury it because you want it solid when you're
right.
running. There's a dolly on the other side of the.
Yeah, I see it under there.
So that fits on the fifth wheel on the front of this unit.
So when it's all pulled out, you can put it behind a pretty good sized bobtail truck and pull it out of here, and put it up on a trailer to transport it, right?
My suggestion, if you're going in, I moved it about 30 miles down the freeway and it came like this.
Really?
The upper portion of the hopper comes off.
Okay.
I would probably suggest anybody who wants to take any distance would put it on a lowboy.
Okay. So
because there's no brakes, there's no license, and there's no lights.
Right.
So
but
you have to do a lot of work to make the motor work.
Taking the upper part off and putting it on a lowboy and getting it on the road's not that big a deal.
I don't think so.
Okay. Anything else? It's in running condition. If they fired it up, greased it up, you go to work.
Well, I would suggest that they go make sure all the circuits are clean, so
right.
you don't have any short circuits or anything. You need power on it.
Right.
There's enough room on the front of it. A person could mount a generator on the front if they wanted to, so they have it pretty much self-contained.
Okay.
But I have a standalone generator.
Yeah, standalone generator. And you actually crawl up in that little tower and run the jaw crusher from that control panel
Yeah,
up there.
you can actually see what's happening.
So you can get in there and see. Okay, that's interesting. All right, well, Jim Rodine, we'll get this out and see if you can find a happy camper that wants this. Thank you, sir.